Hello Hue Forgers, how's it going today? Now, in today's video I will show you how I designed my light box. Oh, as you can see here, nice little light box, perfectly suitable for 200mm by 200mm Hue Forgers. But of course you can scale it pretty much to any size you want as long as it fits the LEDs in. LED strips, as you can see, I've not got it glued in or anything yet. This is just a prototype, but this is fully panel swappable. It's got a diffuser in there as well, but the LED is pushed right against the diffuser. It needs to be glued into the back. And as you can see, it's connected with a USB-C lead there on a dimmable switch. Got it on the lowest setting for the camera because, as you see, even with it on low, it's kind of glaring out the camera. It's nowhere near that glary in real life. So as you can see, right up to the top. So today I'll show you how I designed this box in TinkerCad. Now, if you want to find out how to design the panels, then you can check out last week's video. I've no clue what I'm going to do for next week. Could well be a huge forge, I'm not sure yet, but I've got a couple of ideas knocking around my head for next week's. But let's get on with this one. For this, we'll have to jump over to TinkerCad, and I will be taking myself off camera now because I want to make sure that, you know, the full screen's there for you to see you're not missing anything, basically. Right, as you can see, we're over here at TinkerCad. I am no expert, let me be clear about that up front. I've made literally these designs here, and one of them was just a 1mm thick sheet to print out in white to be the diffuser sheet. As you can see, we've gone through 3 iterations, but we'll go up to create here. Obviously this is a free program as well, so you know, just go and create a profile and you can start creating. So up here at create and then 3D design. As you can see, it does give off some silly names here, so let's just change this one to LBV4. This is a Lightbox version 4, and like I say, it's as simple as grabbing a cube, and we want now to go to a little over 200 basically, so I've gone way too far there, but if we go to 207 it works out for the next step basically. And then we want to take this one up to, why didn't that give me the numbers? Where are the numbers gone? It's a little bit confusing on the UI how to move things about and everything, but basically the right click and you can, you know, manipulate like that. The middle mouse button is zoom in, but if you click on the middle mouse button, that's how you actually orientate the object around in the space. So we've got here 188, so we need that to be yeah, 207 as well. We need to bring this. Oh, so like I say, I'm still getting used to the controls on this, but like I say, if I could do this, that basically just means anyone can. So I want to like to have like some sort of a ruler there. Is that centered there? No, that's not centered there. I mean, we're not going to get it fully centered because I've obviously got 7 there, but that's close enough anyway. It'll do for government work. I'll move it around, that's right. So we've got the dimensions now that we want for the basically the outer limits of the box, but we want to bring this one up. I've found that 30mm works great because that way you've got enough room for the LED box, the diffuser panel and the Hue Forge. But once you've got this, what do you do now? You want to come up to duplicate, and as you can see there, we've got another little copy, and we just want to take this one down to just below our Hue Forge size. So we wanted to, I'm looking at the wrong bit. So we'll go to 98 there and 98 there, and we'll bring this and try and get this roughly centered up here. Is that looking right? That's looking about. Centered, isn't it? Or does that need to go across one? Now you can use the arrow keys to do little incremental movements. Oh, that's right. It's because I've got the 207. So what I should probably do here then is say, oh, take that thickness to 97. Look out of here. Yeah, that's all centered now by the looks of things. But I suppose if we're going to do that one, we should probably knock that one down as... Oh, I've grabbed the outside one now. So what I want to do is also take... Oh, yeah, so we're on 97, 97 now. And that should be nice and centered. Perfect. So you can see it's a little bit fiddly. It's not, 100% intuitive, but it's free. Now we want to make that one into a hole. And then we can grab that. And up here, we've got something called Union Group. Now once you click that, oh, actually, no, what we need to do is go back one. And now we need to grab this center hole. Let's hope this is the right one. 2, 3. If we bring it up 3 millimeters, what that's doing is basically that's giving you a backboard of 3 millimeters. So now we want to grab all of those and then come up to Union on your Union Group, and we have a nice little box there. But that's not going to fit HueForge. The sizes are all wrong. So let's grab another cube. We'll make this one. Let's get in so we can actually see the numbers. Right, 3 millimeters thick works for me because I make my HueForges about 2.5 millimeters thick. So it just gives that little bit of tolerance to slide in and out. And what you want to do now is make this one just a little bit bigger. Can't see all the numbers again, sorry. Yeah, I thought I'd gone way too far there. Just 1 millimeter thicker. So you want this one at 201, and this one you can make quite a bit longer, because what we're going to do now is making sure that we've got that at the top. Now bring this in here. Let's whip this around here so we can. Oh, whoa! I don't know what happened there. My mouse kind of stuck and it moved even once my finger was off the button. And we need to bring this up a bit. You want to make it, a little bit thick at the top here so that it's not too flimsy, basically. And you also want enough space for the diffuser panel and the LED. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Are we looking that side? That looks about right. That one. But that is well off, so we'll bring that one that way. Yeah, that's centered there. And we will bring it just up just a tad more. Nice. So now we've got this kind of long square thing here. We've got, what you want to do is bring it down so it's flush with the bottom there. Yeah, you've now got kind of the outline of the shape down here. In fact, let's center this a little bit more. And what you want to do then is just again click it up 3, so you've got a 3 millimeter wall there. Oh, actually, no, you want it 2. Sorry, nice. Yeah, gives a nice slot for the HueForge to actually slot in then. And again, once you've got that all lined up, over to union. Oh, actually, no, sorry. We've got to turn that one into a hole first. And then we want to grab them all and union group. And that's now made a nice slot there for your hue forge to slide into. And now we want to grab another cube and basically repeat that, but this time we're taking it down. In fact, let's put a manual number in here because we want 1.5, because that's for the diffuser panel, and the diffuser panel is just 1mm thick, so you've got 5.5 for tolerance basically. And we want to make this one, again 200 and 201, and I've lost the number down here. 201. Actually, wait, and that, oh no, this one can come up again quite a bit bigger, so I'm using the arrow keys to kind of get this centralized a little bit more. Zoom in on that and see how we're doing. Right, put one more that way, and that should have us lined up there. And again, we just want to grab this and bring it up a bit, go back down, make sure you got enough room there for your LEDs to go in. So I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. Or was that 3 up? I just meant to go 2, so 1. Yeah, that should be plenty of room there. We'll just make sure. No, that's still not centralized. We need to go over. Yeah, that's matching up. Right. So again, what we need to do now is bring that all the way down. Again, I'm using the arrow keys here. And again, we want that one. Flush. I think that's flush. Yep. Make sure we got that selected, and then we go 1, 2. Again, leaves a nice slot for the diffuser box to slide into the diffuser sheet. And again, we want to now turn that one into a hole. Select everything and union group. Now we've got slot for the diffuser, slot for your hue forge. That could probably go up a little bit more if you wanted, if you were finding the diffuser didn't have enough space to diffuse, or there wasn't enough room for your LEDs. And there's one last step now. We need to grab a cylinder. We might as well grab it as a whole and want that one down at 10. And this one down at 10, and that's a nice little hole there for the USB lead to go. That's about centered, I'd say. Take it up a little bit so you've got a little bit more room now. Take up just a couple of taps more. That looks pretty centered. Nice. What we want to do now is just grab that one and bring it down so it goes through your model, and then we'll grab them again and union group, and we've got a nice little hole there for a USB lead. Now if you're not using a USB lead, what you could do instead is make that hole up here for a screw, so you can put it on the wall if you're maybe putting some strips inside or something, or a battery pack in here somewhere, which I don't see how that would work without causing shadows. But there might be people that are a lot smarter than me out there. In fact, not might, there definitely are. Anyway, that is how you create your light box in TinkerCad. But what I do now, it's kind of the little trick that makes this much better, because I can print this one without supports. So we got to export here, and you've got your options right here, but all I ever do is just click STL and it automatically off. up it goes. So we'll head over to my slicer now and I'll show you what I do in there. Okay, so we're over at the slicer now. Literally just import that model we just made. And as you see, it brings it in very nicely. Obviously you want to make sure you've got all your settings set up right. I print it at 0.2mm. It seems to work out just fine for me. Oh, why am I on multi-material? I'm certainly not doing multi-material. Yeah, we don't need supports for this. And you're thinking, you're going to need supports for that because there's loads of overhangs and stuff. Well, if you want to print it with supports and go through all the effort of removing supports, that's up to you. What I do now is I grab the cut tool. And sorry, because the controls are kind of backwards to what I was just using on TinkerCad, so I'm going to be all fingers and thumbs again. Oh, yeah, get that one to 90, making sure we're at the top of the plate now, yeah. And I want to bring this pretty much all the way to the top. Oh, I didn't mean to actually grab that there. That's what I mean. How do I? Ah, there we go. And what I'm doing here is just, like I say, grab the top. Doesn't matter if you leave a tiny little bit here, it's because you're going to be super gluing it together basically, rather than use supports, which to me is preferable. But what we want to do here is just click on add connectors, and you want it on plug, frustrum, and this triangle is how I do it. It's kind of saved all my settings, which is ideal. So the tolerances are quite important, especially with PETG, because I found that at any tolerance less than this, it can be quite hard to get the plugs in place. And the plugs are only really there to keep it in place while you super glue in. So that, you could just cut the top off, and if you're happy with your super gluing and clamping skills, you could just go from there. You don't need the plugs. But I'm going to use them. So what we're going to do here is basically place the connectors. So we're going to stick one and get it kind of centered there. Actually, let's flip the cut plane, sorry, so that way the plugs are going into the base basically. So we get it kind of centered there and kind of centered there. That will do, and then rinse and repeat on this side. Again, if you're a perfectionist, you can take your time over this. That's your choice. I'm merely trying to teach you how to fish. And yes, you can left click and hold to move them about afterwards, which I'm going to actually do. Yeah. Click it in and move it about. There we go. Do the same over here, just reposition these a little bit better. There you go. No perfectionist, but that will do. That will do. Confirm connectors and then form cut. And it's got both items selected, so you need to click off, click back on, and click. I just click auto orientate, and on that one, auto orientate, and then we need to just move these around on the plate, because basically if I decide to print this on my Cobra X, which is a bed cylinder, I don't want it orientated like this because it could get shaken off, because I don't use rims or anything. So like I say, this is support free, rim free. It just seems to work, and I have printed out a few different versions now and I've had zero failures or anything coming off the plate. Now obviously if you feel safer with rims and supports, you go for it. But this is just how I like doing it. So like I say, I hate removing supports, absolutely hate it, especially with PETG. They are a pain in the neck. So let's slice that plate and we'll see just exactly how much we're using here. Oh, actually, before, well, we've done it now, but we'll go to global quickly. We'll go to quality look, and as you see, layer heights in there. I don't think there's anything else in there. I think it's strokes next place. Yeah, you can up the wall loops to 3 if you want to make it a little bit tougher, but I actually don't think it really needs it. We've got 15% on the infill, and I'm just doing a grid, and that's going to take 170.8 grams of filament, and it's going to take about 5 hours and 20 minutes. So obviously the next step is remote print. Unfortunately this actually isn't in my printer at the moment, this filament, so I can't actually send it off to the printer because silly me forgot to actually set up properly before the video. So I'll get this sent off and that's it. You know, if you want to see the results and stuff, again, head over to the HughForge Discord or 3D Prints by Vic, and you can ping me. I'm quite happy to send you the STL if you want it, but I do encourage you to give this a try yourself. It's great fun, you know, learning that little skill, and as you can see, my one and only project has been the light box, and it's relatively intuitive to do. So I hope you have fun with this one, folks, and I'll catch you in next week's video, which I'm not sure is going to be, so I'm happy to hear suggestions in the comments. But bear in mind, I am not a HughForge expert, I'm just good in a couple of areas. So until then, I will catch you next time. Thanks, folks.